Hey, stop. So, before we dive into the video, let me introduce myself first. My name is Dawasaria with student ID numbers 801240016 and I'm from class B. I made this video to fulfill my final assignment for speaking for professional purposes, and in this video I will deliver TED Talk. My TED Talk titled 1 Week Arabic, 1 Week English, How My Environment Changed Me. So, without further ado, let's get started. Hello everyone. Most people learn languages in classroom using books, notes, and exams. But my experience was a little different. I learned English and Arabic because I was not allowed to avoid them. Right. After graduating from junior high school, I entered a modern Islamic boarding school called Pesantren Modern Ali Kelas Lampoko. And from the first day, we were told something very clear. Indonesian and local language were not allowed. Only Arabic or English, almost all day. The language system was very structured. Arabic and English were used alternately, 1 week Arabic and the next week English. Indonesian was only allowed during formal lessons from 7:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. And outside the time, the rule applied everywhere. In the dormitory, dining hall, hallways, and even when we were tired and just wanted to complain. Language was not treated as a school subject. It was part of our daily discipline. At the time, I thought I was ready. I studied English at school. I also studied Arabic, so honestly, I was not very worried. I thought it would be difficult but still manageable. And deep inside, I had another thought. Maybe we could break the rules quietly. The thought lasted about 1 week. During the first week, everyone struggled. We miss languages, stop in the middle of sentence, and laugh of embarrassment. Speaking felt exhausting, not because the language was hard, but because we were constantly afraid of making mistakes. Then we learned about something called Jesus. Jesus were language observers chosen randomly from the students. They were not teachers, they were not staff, they were us. And the funny but terrifying part was this. A Jesus could be anyone, your roommate, your class friend, even person you trusted the most. At the point, we realized something important. In the system, no one was truly safe. From that moment on, our daily life became interesting. Before speaking, we didn't just think about vocabulary. We scanned the room. You would turn your head slowly, a left, right, behind you. Sometimes you would lower your voice, then closer to your fan and speak English in a very dramatic whisper, even though English was already the rule. Sometimes you would suddenly stop mid sentence, pretend cool, or change the topic completely just because someone suspicious walked past. And in your head, you were thinking only one thing: is this person Jesus or not? We didn't just learn languages, we learned survival movements. So, from the point, we developed serious trust issues. You could not fully trust your roommate. You could not fully trust your class friend because Jesus had to report at least one violator every day before 5 p.m. and after Maghrib prayer. The names would be announced publicly in the mosque. So, yes, the Jesus could not be trusted by design. One day, I made a small mistake. I said one word, makasih. I did not plan to say it. It came out naturally. I was, and then I was punished with 5 hits using a long wooden stick. It's hard, it burned, and it stayed with me longer than I expected. That moment, I changed my mind. I realized the system was not only about punishment, it was about forcing habits. After that incident, I became more aware of my own speech. I paused before talking, using simpler words, and focused more on being understood than being correct. At first, my sentences were short, very short. My book, can I borrow? Where's this? Grammar was bad, structure was broken, but fortunately, communication worked. And that I was the it the moment I realized something important. Communication does not need perfection; it needs courage and repetition. Slowly, something interesting happened. I began remembering vocabulary without intentionally memorizing it. The words came from daily needs, asking for help, borrowing things, joking with friends, even complaining about the rules. 3 months later, after about 3 months, I noticed a big change. I could speak English in daily context without translating in my head. I could respond faster, express ideas more clearly, and interact naturally. Not perfect English, no, not academic English, but real functional English. English stopped being school subject and became a daily tool. Informal classes, both at school and in the dormitory, we learn theory, grammar, sentence patterns, vocabulary lists, but theory alone was not enough. What really made the difference was the environment. A space where practice was unavoidable. Mistakes were common and repetition happened naturally. The environment did what motivation alone could not do. I'm not saying this system was perfect. It was strict, uncomfortable, and sometimes painful, but it told me one important lesson. You do not learn a language faster because you are smarter. You learn faster because your environment pushes you to use it. Sometimes the best way to learn a language is not by studying it harder, but by living it by living with it. So thank you very much. That's all from me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So we are in the end of the video. Thank you for watching until the end, and I hope you found this content helpful and insightful. Thanks again, and see you on the next video.